Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I would have showed y'all my face, but right now it's very swollen. So yeah. So today I'm gonna show you guys how I do my obituaries. It's not something that I do often, it's just that my dad passed in August, so I was the one that was over his obituary. So this is how I create it. I use like an 11 by 8 or 8.5 obituary. That's how I made it in Canva. I feel like Canva is a great app to use for YouTube intros, thumbnails, obituaries, for example. I use Canva for pretty much everything. So yeah. So the way I do it, I really go into Canva and just look up the word obituary, and it will be all types of examples to come up. So, with that being said, like you can create it however you want to create it. And the goal is to just be creative while making it. And if you're trying to do obituaries as like a side hustle, I mean, this would be a very good side hustle. It's just like, it's not for people like me because, I'll get emotional. So they'll get in the way of me creating it for a client. But if you can handle stuff like that, I feel like it will be great. So, yeah. Let's see. So I'm going in and changing the name. Of course, you can do it like that. You can change the color of it as well. I didn't know what color to use, so I'm really just playing around with the colors at the moment. Just to give y'all, an example. And another thing that I really wanted to touch on is while making a obituary, it's two printers that you can use. You can use like an inkjet or a laser, but I would definitely go for the laser printer only because the inkjet printer would take longer. And like I said, of course, it takes longer to print, it takes longer to dry. But laser, yes, it's gonna cost a little bit more, but you would actually get your money's worth instead of having to buy more ink for the inkjet printer. And the laser printer comes out, crisp and clean. So that's definitely an investment to make. So I always shoot for the laser printer. So you won't have to, go to one of these places to spend more money to get it printed off when you could have, just bought that laser printer yourself and saved money. But yeah, so while I was during while I was playing around with this, I looked up little stuff like clouds and Stairway to Heaven. It really just depends on the client and what the family may want the obituary to look like. If they just ask you to freestyle it in your way, you just have to be creative with it. Ask the client, like, what's their favorite colors or, favorite sports or whatever you can incorporate into the obituary. Just make it creative in your own way. And I always check with a client. I always do like little rough draft. But, this is just something that I did. I found a little Stairway to Heaven picture and I kind of made it transparent. So y'all are gonna see that in a minute, but made it transparent so it kind of looks decent. Like I said, I'm just playing around with this. It isn't like yeah, just showing y'all some of the things that Canva can offer you while you're working on the obituary. So yeah. Okay, y'all, so I'm back. I'm just gonna be hopping in and out the video and just let it play. But another thing I did want to touch on is roses. I love adding roses into the obituary. I don't know why. I just feel like it makes it pretty. So yeah, I was going through looking for I believe white roses or red roses. And I was actually sitting there for a second trying to figure out where I can actually put the roses. But yeah, I just really want to go back and show y'all how I did my dad's obituary. So I put the clouds, I put the doves. His favorite color is purple. On their part, I kind of made the rose transparent. Some verses on the side, and of course, his life reflection pictures of friends, family. And on this side, I also put a picture of me and my siblings and what we had to tell him, or what, anything we had to say, and what my mom wanted him to know and wanted to say. She made like a little love letter. So that's how I made mine. Of course, everyone is different. So yeah, that's just how I made my dad's. Everybody else, just be creative, make it how you want to make it. So it's really just based off the client. So yeah, so back to the one I was playing around with. So yeah, I just put the doves on there. That's just one of my favorite things I like to do with the clouds, doves, flowers. Just make it look nice. So yeah, like I was saying, I was looking up the word roses to see what would pop up. So I found a cute one. So of course you can just throw the rose on there like that. Just make it small, make it as big as you want it. Just style it, just be creative with it. And see, it was so pretty to me because I didn't know whether I wanted to make it transparent or not. Because I think it actually looked good like that as well, but you still want to be able to read it and see the words. Make sure everybody can see what's on the program at the end of the day. And the reason why it's a big space in between there, because a lot of people don't know, but the reason why there's a space in between the pamphlet is because once it's printed out, you can staple it together so you can know what's the front from the back, or what goes on one side, what goes on the other. Because of course it's going to be plenty many pages. So yeah. So of course on this part, I didn't know whether to make it transparent or make it, you know, where everybody can see it. So I just moved it over to the side and kept it like in a corner because I still want everybody to read the program at the end of the day. But yeah, I was just torn between the two. So yeah, I might have some problems like that. And plus, if you trying to turn this into like a business of some sorts, like I always check with the client because you just never know. I always have a rough draft on standby. I cannot stress that enough. But yeah. So like I said, make sure y'all get the laser printer. And like I said, just be creative. go for the Canva. Somebody else might use something else, but this is the way that I do it. I love Canva. I use Canva for everything, thumbnails and all. So, yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with another side hustle. Damn, child, that shit slide.